shit talkers. Welcome to Talk Shit with P. And I am your host, Paula, the shit talker.
Shit talking, always rocking. Shit talkers, come on and drop in. Shit talk is always shocking. Talking shit with P, yeah.
I mean, don't we all like talking shit anyways? Talk Shit with P is the podcast for you.
Talking shit with P, yeah.
Oh my God, I love doing that. I'm still working on my intro, okay? I'm thinking about either creating a video for y'all or something, but if you're watching this on YouTube, then you know what I'm talking about because you saw those moves, right? We're working on them, so be easy on the go. But hey, another solo episode. Is anybody out there who's a podcaster like me? Like when you have to record a solo episode, you really like procrastinate on it. Like I'm recording it on Tuesday and this is supposed to go out tomorrow. Last week when I did the surprise drop episode, I was supposed to record it on the weekend, but I recorded it on Wednesday morning. So I always say, like, I always get excited about when I'm doing it by myself because I feel that I can kill it anytime and edit and do it. Like I'm not waiting on anybody, it's just me. So I end up procrastinating and dragging and just, but here we are. And I needed to record this episode because my episodes come out on Wednesday, and Wednesday is going to be the 1st of May, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I figured what better way to kick Mental Health Awareness Month by me sharing my own mental health journey. So for everybody, this is, hold on. I need to add the volume to make sure y'all get it. This is trigger warning. Trigger warning. This episode is going to be a little bit raw. It could be emotional. Very honest about my struggles with mental health. So if you're not in the right space or you do not want to listen to this, no judgment, we all choose what we want to take in. So if this is not for you, don't listen to it. But if it is for you, this was a trigger warning that just be prepared in Paula getting real with a mental health journey, okay? There we go. One last time. Oh my God, it decided to not work. Okay. Technical difficulties just love embarrassing me at the wrong time. If like the reason I was procrastinating is getting all this together and it still embarrassed me. Anyways, with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to, because I did say Talk Shit with P is coming back and I am putting out episodes, but with May we'll start with a little more mental health and less creative, even though they go together. Like creative journey will be there, but those are the ones that are more focused on mental health. Then we'll get back to our regular schedule where they are both in one. But with that, some of you have heard my story, some of you haven't. Some of you have listened it to other people's podcasts, some of you have actually had it for myself. And when I say myself, like literally either on my podcast or you met me and discussed and had conversation compared to listening on other people's show, if that makes sense. So let me talk to you about my mental health journey, right? I battle with depression. And I think I've always had it, right? And I just never noticed it because now certain things, and I think back and I'm like, oh my God, I did feel a certain way like this in UK. But either it wasn't too strong because I was also around family and I was a kid. So to me, it felt more like being homesick, missing like my extended family and the friends I grew up with. So I didn't take it like, even in Malaysia, I just took it as homesick. When I had those dark days, I'll just take it as homesick. But I've also had, and most people used to not believe me until it actually happened. And it recently happened to me when I was going to Miami. I normally sometimes wake up with a very darkness in my heart. I don't know how to explain it, right? But there's where I will wake up and I will just feel sad, like so sad, where I'm even crying. Like my heart feels heavy and dark because I'm such a light person. Like I love spreading love and everything. So I notice when my heart feels a little bit different and filled with dark. And it's not like I'm sad because of a particular thing. I'm legit, like I'm sad not knowing why the fuck I'm sad. Like I am just sad and crying. And sometimes I'm thinking maybe all those emotions I was just hiding coming back to life altogether or what, but I'm just always like, I would just wake up with that feeling. And the entire day, I will try to make myself happy or excited, but that feeling will be in me. And then I will get some news, either somebody passed away, either an accident, either some, like there'll just be bad news, or I will encounter something fucked up. And people never believe me, but lately I've tried, when that starts happening, I tell somebody that way when something bad happens. They're like, oh shit, you talked about it. Because that's what my mom told me. Not my birth mom, but my bonus mom. I mean, I was going to Miami and I woke up that morning feeling like that. And I texted her and I texted Matthew. Matthew was like, hey, we can talk later. I'm at work right now. I was like, no, don't worry. And Amina called me. She was like, let me distract you with my problems. She started talking about her shit, which was very distracting. And she was like, you're going to Miami. Forget about this. And I got to Miami and but that's a story for another day. And when I called her and I was like, oh, I'm coming back home, she was like, I thought you're staying for 2 weeks and stuff. I was like, this happened. She was like, and you said it. You felt something was going to happen. And I don't, because I can never do anything about it because I never know what exactly is going to happen. But I'm this person that it's not going to stop me living my life, because probably whatever is going to happen, what I need to do right now needs to be done so that I can be able to handle what's coming next. So I've always had that, but I never took it as anything because people would make fun of me or laughed at me. So I would always just deal with it by myself. But come 2016, that's when I realized that I was dealing with depression. So what happened in 2016? I was done with school and I had no job. And not no job, like I worked at retail and everything, but I'm like, I graduated undergrad, I graduated grad school. I want a dream job. And I was here in America, I just finished my grad school. Getting a job was tough, especially in my field, especially being an international student, all the work visa and sponsorship and all that were also extra. So I was dealing with that. Um, and as much as I had a job, seeing my friends all over try, thrive in their careers, and me just working whatever job I can to pay the bills really fucked me up. Like, I know I'm always gonna say I'm grateful for a job because hey, I'm a hustler. I pay. It helped me pay for my bills. It helped me give me a lifestyle I could live. But it was still like, this ain't my career. I just have a fucking job. I want to work in my industry, do things I love, and I'm restricted by things that I have no control over, right? Like, so that really took a hold of me. And then my family was moving, because at least I had my family in DC, but they were moving. I was going through a breakup. And the thing is, with this breakup, I was already checked out. Most of people know me. When I'm ready to leave a relationship, I check out. So that leaving is so easy. And that's after I've tried everything. And it was really an emotionally draining relationship. I was emotionally abused. So I was gone. But it was in this relationship is what kept me sane in Atlanta, because most of my families was in the scene. And most of the people I met in Atlanta were because of this relationship when I started it. So in my head was like, am I gonna lose those people? So do I have to start over finding new people? And I was so used, like holidays, I'm with him and his family and everything. So it was all those which were making me second guess leaving a relationship, even though I knew I had to leave. And that's why I don't judge people when they don't leave when they need to leave, because everybody's different. You don't know what mental struggles they're dealing with in their head, right? The comfort, right? And as much as we say, don't get comfortable, don't be comfortable, learn to stay out of your comfort zone. When you get comfortable getting out, it's so hard. People don't talk how much hard it is to get yourself out of a comfort zone. I mean, if somebody is in a relationship with somebody, even though they're not good for them, but he pays the rent, he pays the bills, or they go half, or they're sharing this. The thought of going to start your own, depending on where you are financially, not knowing it it is doable. It will be done, but the struggles and if you don't have the support, right, it's not an easy thing. So this one, and I used to judge a lot of people. Like I'll be like, oh, fuck that, I'm gonna leave it. Until I was in that position, I was like, I'm never gonna judge anybody in that position, because to me it felt like I was losing I was gonna be alone, and I hated being alone. And and because when I'm alone, I think I'm an overthinker. I overthink, and I drag myself in thoughts, and I just, especially when I'm always used to moving countries. Like, I wouldn't mind if I was home, right? I've moved so much that I lost touch with so much of what feels home. Like, I don't belong anywhere. Do you know how that feels, knowing that you have friends back home, but they have a whole different life that you have no idea of? You have friends in different countries, but it's not like you can keep in touch every day. So all those things really weigh so much. Oh my God, it's just the beginning and I'm already getting emotional. So all that, and not knowing where my future, because this was the first time I was nearing my 5 year mark. Most people know that I've moved countries every 5 years. And it wasn't like it was planned. It just happened that 5 years I'm done, on to the next. And this was the first time I was literally thinking like I have no fucking future plan, no idea what I want next in my life. And maybe because most of my life my dad planned, not necessarily planned, but you have to study, right? So as long as I pick where I want to go to school, but I had school that was making these future plans for me. But now I was done with school. My dad asked me, do you want to do PhD? I said, fuck no. Let me first settle in with my undergrad and master's. I was like, okay, I'm giving you this much month and you're cut off. My job is done. So, and that's a blessing, because he took care of me all my life throughout. And he eventually had to cut me off. His job is to make sure I get good education, and that's it. So if I wasn't continuing, so it was like, it was the toughest things, having all this in my head. I really, really went so dark. I didn't know what my life was gonna be. I didn't know if I even wanted to leave. That was the first time I even thought about suicide. I was really, really in a dark place, and I had no idea what was going on with me. And that's when, after so much research and just inquiring, and you have these friends who are telling you, oh, you're just going through a bad time in life, you're gonna get over it, it's gonna pass. And then there are people who are telling you you are depressed, and then there are people who are telling you you're getting anxiety, and then so everybody's giving you all these things, right? And And that's when I realized the difference. The people who I met in America, like my American friends, were going on the mental health side, and then my African friends were going on the, oh, it's just work. When you get the job you want, you'll be okay. When you get this, you'll be okay. Oh, we all have bad days. Oh, we're going through it. At least be thankful for this, you know? And that's when I knew I needed to find out. So I started researching and researching, and I realized I was depressed, and I started taking, that was the first time I actually sat down with a mental health call. This was Better Help, where you can get that one call free to inquire and everything. And the way they kept on talking to me, I realized, yo, I'm depressed as fuck. And I needed to do something about it. I couldn't afford therapy. I couldn't afford no more help, and I didn't want medication. I did not want medication at all. For those who know me or have had this, I used to take sleeping pills when I was in UK, and they got addicted to my body. They stopped helping me because I really had big sleeping issues. I still do, but I'm getting better. I sleep these days, thank God. Imagine when you're jobless, you sleep, and then when you oh my God. Okay. So I remember I called my mom and I told her, Mom, I'm depressed. And my mom told me to pray. She didn't question me saying I'm depressed. She said she understood, and I believe that because she lived in UK. So I'm pretty sure my mom ha, she has been through it. I know my dad deals with depression as well, and I think me coming out to say about it is what made him also um talk to me about it. But my mom was like, pray. I was like, no matter what, pray. Let the prayers lead you to what you need, how you need to deal with this. And I'm a Christian. I was born in a Christian family. My dad's side is Catholic. My mom's side is Anglican. My grandmother has even flown to Italy and met the Pope. She's deep in Catholic, that if I'm Anglican, because I went on my mom's side and I got communion in Anglican, if I go to Catholic church and I take the bread and wine, my grandmother gives me an eye because she's that deep core Catholic woman. And my dad was not very religious. He is now, but that's his story to tell. Uh, and not, yeah, but so we went to church with my mom, Sunday school. I did the communion, the everything. We were walking every Sunday morning. And then when I went to college, I was like, nobody's here to force me to go to church on Sunday morning. So I stopped. Actually started when I went to boarding school in Uganda. Shout out to Vienna College Namugongo. Every Sunday you'd have to go to church. They did church, and Fridays they did take people out to the mosque, but it was a choice. And people would get born again, people would do this. And you know, in your boarding school, sometimes you get shamed, like on Sunday, people going to church and you're not going, and they're looking at you sideways, like, so you're not coming to church with us? That also happened in Malaysia, right? Tanzanians people, if they saw you, oh, she was clubbing yesterday, but she couldn't come to church today. And I think that was what pushed me out of church. Like, you can't be somebody who goes to church every Sunday and you're this judgmental. Instead of actually trying to invite people, you're making me not want to come to your church, because if that's how you judge people. So it was those battles of when I meet these Christians acting this way and then trying to get me to go to church. And that's how I kept on switching into not going to church, and not being about God and everything. So I checked out. I checked out from God, religion, I was just doing me. And when my mom reminded me, but and this is not like the entire time. Like I still woke up those days where I'd pray to God or anything, but I wouldn't call myself religious or a believer, because even when I came to Atlanta, I found a church. In the first few years, this was before my depression, I'd go to Bucket Church. It was nice Sundays, and that was when I was in grad school, because Noel would go to church on Sundays, so we would go together, find churches. And but sometimes, like I've just had this, I haven't been there yet where I'm committed every Sunday church. But I am a believer of going to church, so maybe in the next life, I feel like we have so many lifetimes, and in every lifetimes a different version of us gets to express themselves. So when my mom told me to pray, I said, why not, so I started praying, and the more I prayed, the less heavier my heart felt. It was like the light was slowly shining through the darkness. It was a strange feeling, but that's when I knew I needed God, because I felt it. But also, that was also the reason why I realized you should never force somebody to know God or to believe in God or anything, because I've had so many people make me believe, do this, go to church, and all that. And that just made me want to not do it. But when I was going through my own shit, and I wasn't forced, yes, it was just an advice, try praying. It wasn't forced on me, it was just another option of something to try. And I did in my own terms and in my own ways, and I realized how it was beneficial for me. So I tell people, allow people to come to their terms with their relationship with God in their own ways, whether it's spiritually, whether it's whatever ways, whatever higher power you believe in, whatever, like let people, because you don't know what journey they had to get them there to become that or to believe in that. So allow people to just find themselves or find what they need in their own space. And at that time, something told me that I needed to be open and share my struggles. I needed to stop pretending I was okay. I needed to stop pretending life was bubbly. I needed to stop pretending I loved my job or my life, because I didn't. So I called my dad. Mind you, I come from a government child, so certain things you can't just go online and start talking. But also, I'm a rebel of a child. So I called my dad and I had a conversation about my depression and what I wanted to do. And my dad was supportive. He said, do what you need to do. And that's when Life with P was born in 2017. So by the way, all that was around 2015 to 16, because that's when I finished school in 2014. My first, so 2015, 16 is what my breakup was in 2015, I believe, towards the end, going to 2016. That's when I started dealing with depression. So 2017, I started Life with P. I went on Instagram, I went live, and I was honest. Talked about my dealings, my depression, what I'm feeling, what I'm dealing with, the life I'm living, and I just told people I no longer want to wear a mask. I want to be me, and in order for me to be me, I need to be honest, not only with myself but with the world. And Life with P, that the slogan was Tanzania bought me, the world raised me, because Tanzania is home, right? But it doesn't feel like home, because since I left, I haven't literally lived there, and now it's been 10 years. I actually haven't been home, but it's always gonna be my home. even though it doesn't feel like home. But Tanzania birthed me. I'll always be Tanzanian no matter where I am. But the world raised me. UK, Uganda, UK, Malaysia, France, Dubai, uh, America. Those places have my footprint, have years that I've grown, and they've raised me. Their cultures, their cuisines, their people, their knowledge. So that's why the slogan had to be Tanzania birthed me, the world raised me. And, and it doesn't necessarily have for you to be around the world for the world to raise you. If you surround yourself with different cultures and different people, that's the world raising you. You know, if you accept to take knowledge, because those people will be around those people but still stick around to their own people. So it is what it is. But the purpose of life with Paula was because after I did that first live, and shout out to my dad. My dad was on the audience, listening and supporting my first live. I started getting a lot of DMs on Instagram on my friends telling me they are dealing with that thing as well. But because we have been shut down, I don't know if this is for all Africans, but I must speak for Tanzania. We've been shut down to speak about mental health. Like, what is mental health? Those are just everyday struggles. Like, you'll be fine. First of all, you're 20, you don't have life problems. Like all this bullshit, right? Oh, you have a roof over your head, you should be happy, and all that. It's really damaging. It makes people shut down and bring on. I found out my cousin wanted to kill herself. Not kill herself like she wanted to. She tried it. It didn't go through. And all because we live in this world where we are ashamed to say we are struggling, either because of our names or our parents' names, or because of the statuses our family hold, or because of how we want the society to see us. All these things are the reason we are breaking inside. We are dying because the society is so cruel, y'all. It really is. That pained me because that cousin of mine was one of my favorite cousins. And to know she had to go through that because she didn't feel she could talk about it to anybody. Even me, I felt like I failed her. And that's when I realized life with P was needed. I created, and it started as a WhatsApp group, and a few people came in. The purpose of it was to be a community where we literally listen, hear, and allow you to express yourself and feel whatever the fuck you're feeling without judgment. Wanted to be support, wanted to have allies, wanted people to feel like they belong, to bring their authenticity, their realness, to get the help they need. And it was successful. We helped each other, we were allies for each other, we supported each other, we grew. When I tell you, after a year of that group, it kind of died by itself, not that dying because people found the strength, the courage to be themselves and be like, fuck yeah, you're gonna take me as I am, and to stand by themselves and to heal and to express. They got all that from that group and they were putting it out in the world. And it was beautiful to watch. To see my friends thrive at one point while they were scared of their own shortcomings, but they used those shortcomings and they became successful. To watch them get married, have kids, go through their divorce, and find new loves, embrace new journeys, be better versions of themselves, flourish unapologetically. That was so beautiful to watch, y'all. And to have them come and tell me, thank you, Paula. Thank you for standing by me and supporting me. Thank you for helping me be this person. But what they didn't know is I needed them more than they needed me. I needed that community, and I needed it to thrive because that was my purpose. Then I'm always a helper, right? I always love helping people. If you've listened to the episode with my mom, she'll tell, she said that I was always that child who just helped. I would take the last, even if it was our final. She made this. She's like, but that would be my wine. I want to come home and I'm knowing that I have my wine, and you went and gave it to somebody. Oh yes, they might have needed it, but I'm selfless, you know. But that gave me the strength to keep on living in my authenticity and to keep showing out. And it was just, the way that group stood out for each other. It sucked because most of them were in Tanzania and I was the only one. I think 2 or 3 of us were the ones who were out of the country, but most of them were in Tanzania. And to see them pulling up for each other, right? We would organize movie dates, they would support each other. Like, it was just beautiful to watch. And it's funny because I'm bringing that back up, and and I pulled out, I reached out to the OGs of that group, and I was asking them for their testimonials to help bring this group back to life because I need it again right now. And just the things they were saying, how much I touched them at that time, the things they were reminding me of, I couldn't believe myself. But it's also a testament when I came out and started saying, like when I did that the live and say that I was battling with depression. One of my favorite homies, shout out to Ntuli, Loyal Arts. I love that boy. Me and him have been through amazing stuff in Malaysia. He's an incredible artist. He has go check out his page, Loyal Arts. Like I was a social media manager for a minute over there, and to just see the person he has grown when I was telling him to bring his shit on social media, and now it's impressive. But Tuli was like, how are you fucking depressed? You're always happy, smiling. Like, how are you depressed? And that's when I realized I need to advocate for mental health. People really out here show me like, or because they're happy, they're okay, or because they're posting on social media, they're okay, or because they're showing up, they're okay. There's so much pain behind this smile that a lot of people don't know. But me smiling and showing up and being happy is me trying to escape my darkness. That's why I do it. It's not that I don't have darkness, it's me escaping it and sending out positivity because there's so much darkness in me that I need. And they say if you send out darkness, you're gonna get darkness. So I'm sending out positive so that it can come and clean this darkness inside of me. Take it away, reduce it. So Talk Shit with P was, Life with Paula was born in 2017 and it healed me. It healed me. It it gave me a purpose. It made me realize what my purpose in life was. And around 2018, 19, we took a sit back with Life with Paula because, as I said, people were thriving, people were living, doing that. So it took a sit back, but it also gave me that time to really explore my depression, to figure out the ins and outs of depression, for me to try different things and no, not medication, to research on therapy, to figure out what other things people are doing that helps them out there, like going to nature. I used to wonder why the fuck people loved camping and going to nature, but I realized I'm still not all the way in for camping or anything, but I go for walks, I go outside, I realize the importance of fresh air or having light in your room compared to darkness, or leaving the house, even if it's just a walk around the building, exercise, running, jogging, all those things, they really do help. So it was a time of me just doing research, and it was a time that I was also learning boundaries and patience. I realized that I need to have boundaries. I realized that I needed to step back of being the hero, the supporter. And I was just in that era of searching solutions while living my life. And then, life kind of went so good and I forgot about it until 2020. God, 2020 was a trip, right? A lot of shit happened. I was going through a breakup, and this was an emotional breakup as well. This was a breakup that I didn't want. I loved this guy. I was planning life with him. I wanted his kids. I wanted to get married to him. Compared to the other breakup I was ready to leave. I didn't want what came with it to go. This one, I was really deeply, madly in love with him, my soulmate kind of thing. Like, so, um, when I'm busy, I avoid to think about things because I'm busy, right? I'm busy, I'm on the go. And that's when I realized why I like being busy, even though I wasn't proactive on being busy. It's because it took my mind off. I'm an overthinker. It took my mind off all the shit I overthink about because I'm always like on the go and shit. But then COVID happened, right? So I the work got closed. I had to deal with this when I had to really do. It was really my highest, darkest moment because the breakup, COVID, Black Lives Matter, Asia. Most of you know I lived in Asia for 5 years. I have amazing people who are Asians who I consider family, who I love and care for. And then family back home in Tanzania, my dad was sick. Tanzania wasn't taking COVID seriously. Like it was just a lot, yo, a lot. And I didn't want to deal, so I was drinking. I was drinking so much. Like I know I'm not an alcoholic, but I do come from an alcoholic family. My mom, um but I know when not to drink and when to drink and when to stop and when to keep going. But this, when I tell you that alcohol was taking over my life, I was drinking too much, smoking too much because I didn't want to deal. I didn't want to listen to the news. I didn't want to hear anything. I just wanted to drink so I can sleep, I can pass out. Because I was having sleeping issues again. I couldn't sleep. So either I drink or I smoke. So that means I wasn't eating as much as well. It was bad. It was bad. And eventually I said I needed to deal with my breakup. So I started thinking about it. But the thing is, it was COVID. Do I forget about it? Do I reach and check on him? But will it be taken as I'm trying to get back to with him? But I love these kids and I wanted to make sure they're okay because again, I'm a caring person, right? So I wrote an email and then I went on Twitter. I talked shit about that email. And one of my friends was like, you need to start a podcast. And I was like, what? And mind you, a few years back, me and my two girlfriends were thinking about starting a podcast called Get Down With It. It was a sex podcast, but scheduling didn't work and we never ended up. We ended up with a logo, and oh my God, that was a dope ass logo, but we didn't end up with anything else. So it was never done, and I forgot all about podcasting. But when she told me that, I was like, you know what are we gonna call it? And she was like, talk shit with P. You talk shit. I've seen your Twitter. This was when Twitter was Twitter. I used to talk so much shit on Twitter. And back in the days when I was in Malaysia, my Twitter handle was Biker Chick, and I used to listen to a lot of Real Wayne. I was very big on Twitter with Biker Chick back in the days. These days, I'm a better person, and thank God those accounts got lost and everything, because I see how people be finding people's tweets of back in the days once they are big and shit. Because talk shit with people, we're getting big, and And I don't need y'all finding all those tweets from biker chick days, cause boy, y'all will cancel me 100,000 times. Even though I don't believe in cancel culture, like fuck that shit. You wanna cancel me as long as I'm speaking my truth. And we're forgetting that I'm not the same person who was. Biker chick was a whole other different era. I still have some biker chick tendencies, but a whole different era. So when she told me that, the next day I woke up, I actually showered and I actually made coffee instead of drinking a beer. And I started researching and taking free classes on Instagram and everywhere, and learning about podcasting and all that shit. I told my dad and my brother, I gave them a date. My anytime I want to do something, my younger brother Alvin, shout out to him. He's the first person I normally tell shit to. He was like, give me a date, because he's my accountability buddy. So when I give him a date, it means it's real and he's gonna hold me accountable. My dad and his brother bought me a laptop and shit. It was getting real. We were getting the logo done. And I actually premiered it a week before the deadline I'd given my brother. He was also very impressed. And it was my dad's birthday weekend. So that's the thing. My premiere went out on April. My trailer went out on April 21st, and the first episode came out April 22nd. My dad's birthday is April 21st, so I said I'm gonna let him celebrate his birthday, and then I'm gonna take that 22nd. So that, but that's when the first episode went out, and it felt like therapy. Because again, I say, what do I want to talk shit with P to be? I wanted it to be a safe space for people to come and talk their shit, their mental health struggles, and just feel free. And in order to do that, I had to be open and honest. So I was wrong. I talked about my financial struggles. I talked about not having to work. I talked about my breakup. I talked about every fucking thing I was dealing with. It was one of the rawest episodes. I haven't listened to it in a while. Shout out to Chris, who had me on his podcast a few weeks ago. I think the episode should be coming out next week or so. Creative frequencies, and he listened to that episode. And when I hear people listen to that episode, I cringe, because that was 4 years ago. Like, I can't imagine the person I was speaking at that pace and the person I am right now. Like, I still have my struggles and shit, but putting them out. And most people thought recording would be hard. It was hitting the publish and having to tell people that. Like, when I hit published, I think I only told a few people it was out. Like, and then I waited for like 3 4 days before I really promoted it, because this was allowing the world to hear your shit, right? And compared to an IG live, right? Our podcasting reaches everybody, anybody and everybody. You don't know who gets to hear it or not. IG live, you know exactly. So it really was therapy, and having those conversations. The first 2 3 seasons were really mental health stories, and just talking to people about their mental health struggles, and their journeys, and what they're doing, and having therapists in there and exploring all these different ways. And that's what got me into therapy. I started going to therapy. I started learning about really boundaries, putting them boundaries and not being ashamed about it, and standing on that, and learning to be okay by being myself. I was a person who always wanted people, who always had to be around people. And that's why I think I was always calling or reaching out to my friends and everything. And I realized I don't have to be that person, you know? Let them reach out. Like, if I miss you and whatever, I'll check on you. But I don't have to be the person who's always calling, always checking, always reaching out. No. I'll do it when I do it. If they wanna do it, fine. If they don't, it's cool. It is what it is. But also, it was the time that I realized I'm not a good friend. Like, I always pride myself in knowing that I'm a good friend, but I realized I'm a good person. But I sucked at being a friend, because there's certain things I judged, there's certain things how I went about them, there's certain things, and that time I really need to isolate myself and really learn myself and unlearn myself. and I really was deep in being by myself and growing. Even my brother was like, I don't want you to be lonely. I'm like, there's a difference between being lonely and wanting to be alone. I just want to be alone right now. I wasn't reaching out to anybody or talking to anybody. My family complained again because I was the person who was always available on the phone or calling or checking. They're like, these days you can't get Paula. Paula takes forever to respond. I was like, I'm going to do things in my pace. If I'm not in the mood to talk right now, I'm not responding. Whether you know it or not, I am just not, because I'm not there. But I also learned that when I reach out to people, like, hey, are you in the space to talk? But this is what I want to talk about. Or even when my friends reach out to me, trigger warnings, when they ask me they want to talk, like, do you want to vent? Do you want advice? Do you want to talk shit? What type of, so I see if I have it in me to give it to you. If you want to vent and I'm not in the space to listen to your venting, I'll say, listen, right now I'm not in that space. You can send a voice note so that you take it out and I listen to it when I'm in that space. Or even when I send a voice note and I'm venting, I put a trigger on it like, hey, this has this. Please listen to it in your own time. That way you're not just shocking someone. I've learned all these things, and I learned to be okay with watching my friends move forward without me. Like, I've always been part of different crews in my friendship, and somehow in my head, I thought I was the glue. And then when you see that, because I stepped back and they're still continuing, was a hard pill to swallow. But I had to learn that just because I'm here, they don't have to be here with me. They can move on, and it's okay. And that's when I also understood that you don't have to have beef or fight with people for your journeys to take a break. No, there's no beef, there's no hardship. Like, I fucking love all my friends, but we're just in different journeys right now. Like, I'm still clapping for y'all, I'm still gonna congratulate and wish. But journey wise, most of my friends who are not in my podcasting world really don't know my life, because all I do right now is surround myself with podcasting, with content creators, with this, because I want to learn, I want to grow. That's where my journey is. They don't get tired of hearing about podcasting or content creating. So we are not on the same wavelength, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean there's hard feelings or I'm mad or we are not friends. No. But it took me a while to get there. So I had to learn to switch my mindset. To the growth of my mind had to switch and be like, there's certain things I can take personal and certain things are not personal. It's not an attack to you. It's just because you're dealing with shit or you need to step back, that doesn't mean life is going to step back with you or stay on the line. It's going to keep moving, and you're going to be okay with it. It was a hard pill to swallow, but and I think that's why most people don't want to go to therapy or don't want to um, um, don't want to grow, because you really have to dig deep down and find the shit and work on them. Because I can say, oh, they're the problem, but then look at them. They're still surviving without me. They're still strong without me. So clearly, I'm the problem. I have to look deep in myself. What's wrong with me? Okay, yes, all these relationships can't be all those men were bad men, because they found wives. They moved on. I'm still a single one, by the way, single by choice. Since 2020, I just needed to really take time for me to be a person that I because we all have this notion that we want our person, right? But are you the right person for them when they come? So I just needed to take time to really work on me. If I want somebody who's financially good, or at least in their bag, I need to be in my bag as well. I can't be broke as fuck, no job, nothing, and wanting somebody like this. Like, who wants a person who has no money, no job, no shit? Come on now, let's be realistic. So that's why, to me, I'm not concentrating on dating or being in a relationship right now. I'm just concentrating on me and pursuing my dreams and working on my purpose and just being a better version for me, that I am gonna be truly happy with and in love with, that way that I can give that to the next person, if that makes sense. But yeah, also I was talking like all these relationships ending. What am I doing wrong as well? So I really needed to dig deep in me. And that's when I realized I'm not a good friend. That's when I realized I'm not a good partner because of this, and this. And it's okay to say, this is who I am, take me or leave me. That's fine. If you're okay with the person who you are. I saw the person I was, and I didn't want that this is the person I am, take me or leave me. I wanted to be a better version of me. And you can change that. You don't need to be who you are unless you are happy with who you are. But if you're saying, this is who I am, take me or leave me, but you're also not happy and you're not doing anything to change that, baby, then I don't also have to take you. I'm sorry. So all those things came because of Talk Shit with Me, because of the podcast and the conversations and the surrounding hours. I was showing up as me. I was approaching that this is me. I am loud. I love my beer. I smoke weed. But I also care. I'm about community. I'm about networking. I'm about cheering people on. I'm full of love. I'm selfless. And I'm here to grow and unlearn the shit. And that's why when we pivoted Talk Shit with P, and we wanted to share creative journeys and their mental health struggles, we wanted to give people their flowers. We wanted people to understand that you can start wherever. We wanted people to know that your mental health is not who you are, it's just part of who you are. Your brokenness, your financial status is not who you are, it's part of who you are. You can still make shit happen with all that shit. And your trauma is just part of you. You can heal if you want to heal. And we might not heal everything, but there are certain things we can heal. We can work on them. And we can be in communities that embrace us for who we are, love us for who we are, support us for who we are, and grow to the person we want to fucking be. And that's what Talk Shit with P has done. Yeah. Like, do I still have depression episodes? Fuck yes. I mean, I'm still broke and jobless, so of course. But have I found tools that help me? Have I found safe spaces to be me and share them? Have I found support? Yes. And that's why we're bringing Life with Paula back, because I have all that, but mostly online. I want to bring it in person. There's something about those in person presences, in person events. That's why I go to Podfest and Afros and ATL Pod meetups, because there's something about being live with people and just feeling that. So that's why we're bringing Life with Paula back, where all these creatives, people dealing with their mental health, but they're also in this creative space, can find support and healing together. I'm also shopping for a new therapist. I'm working on my community building again. That's with Life with Paula, which we are bringing it back. I know the importance of the right community and networking. There's so many communities, and make sure you're belonging to the right ones, and make sure you're networking with the right people and with the right intentions. I realized most of the shit I was doing back in the days when working, because I didn't have the right intention. I wasn't doing it intentionally. But since I went to Podfest in 2022, 2023, my word was intentional. Everything I'm doing with an intention. I'm connecting with people intentionally. I'm networking intentionally. I'm being very intentional. And mental health strategies. So that's my story, my journey, my battle with depression. It's an ongoing battle, but it's getting better and better. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the phases in my life that I dealt with. So This year, last year I showcased Better Help. Better Help is one of the communities out there that really do amazing in helping people in affordable therapies and all that good stuff. This year I'm going to talk about NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness. Um, they are actively participating in this national movement dedicated to eradicating stigma, extending support, fostering public education, and advocating for policies that prioritize the well-being of individuals and families affected by mental illness. I swear, if you go to their page, which is at NAMI Communicate in IG, at NAMI, NAMI, Communicate, COMMUNICATE, or their website, www.nami.org. All this will be on the show notes. You'll be able to join there by force. You'll be able to find a lot of courses on how to support, how to help, how to volunteer. They have incredible um, courses on there, and they want you to join by fostering open dialogues, cultivating empathy and understanding. So those are the things that really mental health require. Have open dialogues with people, cultivate empathy. I don't know where we went wrong, where showing empathy is wrong, or when somebody is crying they think they're seeking attention. And just being understanding, it takes, all somebody wants is to be understood, that their feelings are valid, and they. So NAMI helpline is national wild, and they have a helpline, they have programs, they have all that amazing things. Their helpline number is 1-800-950-6264, 1-800-950-6264, or you can text helpline to 62640, 62640. And they actually have NamiCon 2024 happening in June 4th to June 6th in Denver, Colorado, at the Sheraton Denver Downtown Hotel. NamiCon happening June 4th to 6th, 2024. If you can make it, please go there and learn and educate yourself. Again, all this information is on their website, nami.org. And they have a movement on social media for Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you're on social media, they say share why or how you are taking moments to prioritize your mental health while using the hashtag Take a Mental Health Moment. Speaking of that, for all those out there as well, I want you also to share with people outside of therapy and support groups. How do you support your mental health, or how do you support your friends' mental health? Tag me on Talk Show with P, comment, send me on DMs if you're gonna do that. I wanna hear from you. I have a speak pipe. Send me a speak pipe. You might be featured in mental health episodes. But those are the two things we want you to do. Outside of therapy and support groups, how do you support your mental health or your friend's mental health? We want to hear from you. Or share why or how you're taking moments to prioritize your mental health using the hashtag Take a Mental Health Moment. Remember, self-care is important. Your mental health is important. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be busy. You just need to be productive. One thing a day, even if it's going out to get fresh air. What I do is I take walks. I go for a walk. I listen to music. I sit outside. Fresh air is very important to me. And I talk to my people. Or I watch trash TV. Trash TV cures me for real. Yeah, I don't know what to say. But that is me and my mental health journey. And I just want to say, for all those who are supporting, thank you. For all those who are in their struggles, you're gonna get through this. Get help. Therapy is, don't shit on therapy. Your friends, you can talk to your friends, but there's a whole different thing about taking therapy and going to therapy. Take care of yourself. You matter. Your health matters. Your mental health matters. And it's okay not to be okay. And wear green. Mental health, green is the color for mental health awareness and month. So Send some green emojis, some green love emojis, and rock green the entire May month. And with that, May will be mental health episodes. Bye.